Need a boost? Sometimes all it takes is tapping into your inner cool. Icebreaker's gum helps you unleash the confidence within. Each chew releases a rush of icy flavor powered by cooling flavor crystals, sending a wave of refreshment to reinvigorate all your senses. Icebreaker's convenient pack fits everywhere, from car cup holders to backpack pockets, so you can find your cool wherever you go. Grab Icebreaker's gum online or at a store near you.
You know what's really terrifying? That unfinished college degree lurking in the background, just sitting there, waiting for you. That's where Southern New Hampshire University comes in. With flexible online degree programs, there's no commuting, no rigid schedule, and no more excuses. Plus, they have some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to learn more before your degree becomes just another story about what could have been. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, weirdos, I happen to be Ash.
And I just happen to be Alaina.
And this just happens to be Morbs.
It is, it's morbid. Morbs for those in the know.
Morbs, yeah. I also realized that my new favorite introduction is that I happen to be Ash. I think I just don't know why I like that.
I just happen to be.
I just be.
I woke up one day and I just happened to be Ash.
Yeah, I mean literally though.
Yeah.
I came out the womb and I just happened to be Ash.
I mean everybody can relate to that feeling, I feel.
I feel as well.
You just come out, you just are.
It just be.
It just is.
Namaste.
It just will be.
Namaste.
Namaste. Hi. So we're here. If you happen to just listen to part 1 of this, then you know what's going on. We've been sick. The kids have been sick. Ash caught puke in her hands. It's been a real
yay,
a real experience in this house. And that's why these are coming at you like boom, boom, just one after the other.
That's also why Ash sounds like this. I didn't just take up smoking Virginia Slims in the back.
She didn't, I can confirm. But yeah, that's honestly, it kind of works out for everybody because you guys get part 1 and 2 not even a day apart, just here you go. Here's the whole story. So, here we are. And next week it's going to be better.
Oh, actually, I have some really great shit for next week.
Oh, I do too, actually. I'm really excited about it.
Let's high five across the room because I don't want to touch you with my yucky hand.
Woo. All right, we virtual high fived across the room.
That's the sound a high five makes.
Cha-ching. Cha-ching. It's just a cash high five. It's monetized.
It's a cash cab high five.
Oh, that's a good show.
I love that show. I forget that guy's name, but I love him.
That guy. Damn, I forget his name too.
Welcome to the cash cab. I thought it would come to me.
I know at least someone's listening right now being like, his name is blah.
His name is definitely Ned, except
Isn't
not
that
Ned.
The most annoying thing, everybody, before we jump into this? I promise I'm not going to go too far into this, but I do it all the time listening to podcasts. I'll be like, it's this, when someone's pondering it on air.
Yeah.
And I'm always and 9 times out of 10, people don't Google it while you're listening. So they don't ever give you that satisfaction of this is the person's name.
Oh, fuck me.
But we're going to do it for you. What is it?
Ben Bailey.
Ben Bailey.
How do you not remember that?
BB.
At myself.
Good old Ben. We know who he is. So there you go. You got that satisfaction.
My BB.
Ben Bailey. And for those of you yelling it at your speaker right now, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We heard you. No, thank you, because we heard you.
Oh, yeah.
We heard you and we appreciate it.
I'm just in a constant state of you're welcome.
You are.
I'm going to make that my Twitter bio.
A constant state of your welcome. That's a good place to be.
I'm on so much Dayquil
Well,
right now.
now that we've taken you to like a fun, whimsical place,
Let's take you
just,
down.
Let's just hammer throw you right down onto the ground, Trunchbull style. So let's do this. Kaboom. Darrell Keith Rich is a real fucker, and we haven't even gotten to the worst of it.
Yeah.
And it's been really bad so far. So it's going to get worse. I just want to warn you, there's more rape, there's more assault, there's more murder, and there's one murder that is his last murder that will haunt me forever.
Is it like one of those Ted Bundy things where like his last murder, he was just out of fucking control?
It kind of, yeah. And it's just the brutality in that one is like true. And his victim, I think, is what really will get you. So last we talked to you guys, you all, hello. Thank you for gathering again.
You're welcome.
We told you the story. You're welcome. We told you the story of the murder of Patricia Ann Pam Moore. Mm-hmm. We also told you about the murder of Annette Edwards, both horrific. He beat both of them to death after raping them. And Pam Moore was 17 years old, and she was left in the Igo dump and just covered in trash.
That's so terrible.
Yeah. Now, that was on August 4th, 1978. 4 days later, he was ready to kill again.
He doesn't have like any cooling off period like whatsoever.
None. He's rage. Like he's just rampaging through. He's like a Richard Ramirez kind of thing where he just goes. Like there's no end in sight and it's just, we're going to go. Except he actually has like a victim profile, I guess.
Right.
So August 8th, 1978, he drove 60 miles away. Wow. Because again, he doesn't like this imaginary heat on him that he feels is happening. Because if you listen to part 1, he has this weird thing where he likes to tell people that the police are questioning him when they are not, they don't even know who he is.
Right.
Like they have no idea who he exists. Nothing.
That's really weird.
But he decided, I can't keep doing these things in the same spots. I'm going to drive 60 miles away to Chico. So he met a woman named Linda Diane Slavic. She was 26 years old. She was from Oroville. She was married to Paul Slavic, and they had a 9-year-old son.
No.
She worked for Butte County Welfare Department and was described as loyal, kind, fun to be around. She was beautiful. Her husband said she was an amazing wife and mother. Oh. Like, just all around a great person.
A 9-year-old.
A 9-year-old son.
Like...
Yeah. She went to Madison Beer Garden, and yes, it's beer. Or, excuse me, bear. I said it backwards. My mind immediately says beer.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, yes, it's Bear Garden, which I thought I kept reading it wrong. I had to look it up like 3 times. It's Madison Bear Garden with her friend Sarah. It's just like this local pub that college students hung out at. It was like a cool place to go. So Sarah ended up leaving for a bit. And by the way, this was like Linda's like night out. Like she was like, I'm going out. And Paul was like, have so much fun.
Right.
Like this was just, she didn't do this often. She was just like, I'm going to go out and have fun. So Sarah, her friend, ended up leaving a bit with some 2 dudes that she knew, I guess. Uh-huh. And she ended up coming back. And when she came back, I think like 45 minutes later, Linda was gone.
Okay.
She immediately was like, that doesn't make sense. And patrons at the bar said they saw her with a man with dark hair and a dark beard, who would later be identified as Darrell Rich. Her friend Sarah was like, this is strange, but maybe she like knew someone and got a ride back to Oroville. Like, that's all I could think of. Because she was like, she definitely didn't go home with anyone. She's married with a child. So Darrell Rich later explained that Linda got in the car with him. The way that he was able to get her in his car was to offer her some marijuana. Okay. And whatever, it's the 70s.
I mean, she was going out to have some fun.
And when they were in the car, he asked her to have sex with him, and she said no.
Right.
And the way he said it was he asked her to make love to him.
Okay.
And she was like, no, thank you.
Right.
And he went ballistic because he can't handle rejection. So he punched her in the head as hard as he could and drove away with her in the car.
Oh, no.
He drove her to where he lived in Cottonwood, which was an hour away. So drove her unconscious an hour away. The last story he told was that, because he did tell a couple of like little changes in his stories. The last one he told was that he took her to his house and he raped her.
Oh, my God.
Now, after that, he said he put her back in the car and drove her naked to the Igo dump again and threw her on a pile of trash and raped her violently there. And after doing this, he dragged her to where Pam Moore's body was and forced her to look at it.
Oh my God.
Now, Pam Moore had been in the dump for 4 days, decomposing under trash.
In a dump too, like.
In the dump for 4 days. And this was a time where they were having a record heat wave in the area.
My God.
With temps over 100 degrees for like days at a time. As soon as she saw this, she obviously freaked out, started sobbing and begging him, please don't kill me. And he said this later himself. And when he said it, he mocked her voice.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Now, once he got his pleasure out of showing her his latest victim, he pulled out a gun and shot her in the neck.
Oh.
She didn't die and screamed, grabbing her neck. And when he screamed, he leveled the gun in front of her face and shot her in the mouth as she screamed.
Oh my God.
She was dead immediately. It severed her spinal cord. He buried her in a little bit of trash right next to Pam.
What?
Like, not right next to, I think it was like a few feet away.
Right.
Now, her husband woke up the next morning, Paul, and was immediately panicking because she would never not come home.
No.
And he immediately called his mother, or her mother, his mother-in-law, Twyla, and they informed police. And Sarah said she thought she had got a ride home, so she just never checked on that, which I was like, ugh, don't, this is, we say it all the time, like, she didn't do anything wrong, but it's like, now, just make sure you check.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
Paul said that they were very happy and she was a very loving and devoted mother who would have never left her child.
The fact that she was a mom breaks my heart.
Yeah, and he was like, she never would have left him. Like, she never would have left me, but she definitely never would have left him.
Right.
So now that Darlene has...
The Sherwin-Williams summer sale is here. Get 30% off select paints and stains or 35% off their newest product, Emerald Symmetry, July 17th through the 27th. Whether you're looking to refresh your interior or your exterior, they've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Getting paid twice a month doesn't mean money is scarce. It just feels that way. That feeling makes you do weird stuff, like putting things on a card you didn't need to. Earnin removes that feeling. With Earnin, you can access up to $150 per day of money you've already earned, plus up to $1,000 between paychecks. Standard transfers take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees, and expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people are already on it, and honestly, it's wild it didn't exist sooner. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play, spelled like earning money without the G. Type in Morbid under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
Left Darrell, he is still seeing this Lori girl, by the way. Like, he's free of Darlene and free to do what he wants, but he's still seeing this 15-year-old.
I wonder, do you think she knew his age?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
And he starts to make weird comments to Lori that are like offhanded, but about women in general and about women around town and how they dress, how they're like inviting trouble.
Oh, yeah, you know how we're all just, like, walking around asking for it.
Yeah, they're just asking for it. And he was, like, commenting on the recent, like, media reports of these rapes. And he was like, well, like, what do they expect?
Oh, my God. Literally go fuck yourself.
He was also telling 2 friends around this time that it was easy to rape a girl if you wanted to.
Why is that information that you would tell anyone?
And he was annoyed because he said women around there dressed in ways to intentionally tease and fuck with dudes. And he said... what you do is you just grab them by the hair and you make sure to throw them onto the floorboard of your car or put their head in your lap so that they can't see where you're going when you bring them somewhere. And he said, peel out from wherever you are because it will force the door to close by itself.
Okay.
And he's telling friends this and they're like,
calling someone?
Yeah, I don't need to do that.
I don't need that information.
You don't need to tell, like, I'm not planning to do that. So like, that's nice for you.
Thanks, but no thanks.
But no one's calling anybody. Everybody's just like, that's weird. Yeah. That's weird, Darrell.
Like, can't say I've ever had a friend that offered up that information.
No. Now, this is the last murder, And
It's
I want to
bleak.
just give a trigger warning. This involves a child, and it is not, this is like pretty bad. I'm going to go over it as
Lightly.
well as I can without being too graphic because there's just no reason to. August 13th, so that was August 8th.
Right.
August 13th, he's with Lori, and they're supposed to go out to like a movie on like a date, and they get in a fight, and you know, he's pissed. Lori's like, fuck it, don't bring me out, like you're dumb. And so he dropped her off, and when he drops her off, he starts driving, and he's angry. And he notices a young girl walking down the road, and he's looking to hurt someone at this point, and he knew this girl.
He knew her.
Somewhat. He worked with her mother.
Oh my.
This was 11-year-old Annette
No.
Sellex.
11 years old.
Yep. Annette Lynn Sellex. 11 years old. I told you he was a monster.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
Annette lived with her mother, Sharon, and her mother's boyfriend, David Tidwell. She was entering the 7th grade that fall. She was a softball player. She was a sweet and kind girl. Like, everyone said she was just like, she was going to do things.
Yeah.
And she was going to do things.
Absolutely. She had her
No.
whole fucking life out of her.
Exactly. Now, that evening, her mother was gone for the night to visit her other daughter. She had like an older daughter.
Okay.
She was visiting her. She was going to be coming home later, like I think like early morning. So she was going to be staying with David, her brother, her mother's boyfriend, and his brothers, John and Buddy, were at the house as well.
Okay.
So her uncles, essentially, like
Yeah.
her step uncles. You
Yeah.
know? Around 9 p.m., Annette asked David if she could walk to the market to go get milk and bread and a snack and like some sodas and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like reluctant at first because he was like, I don't know, like it's late. That seems dangerous. Again, it's the 70s,
no.
remember? But he allowed her to because it wasn't far away.
That's
and he
always
said,
so sad.
And he said, as long as you promise to come right back, don't make any stops. So Annette made it to the store. She bought some items, and she bought like, I think like 2 tubs of margarine or something for the house, I guess.
Oh, cute.
And like
She's
little,
probably trying to be helpful.
yeah, like little sodas. She bought milk. She bought a couple of other things. She had them in bags.
Yeah.
And she was on her way back home. And Darrell Rich pulled up and asked if she needed a ride.
No.
Now, she recognized him because he worked with her mother.
Right.
And her technical, like her later stepfather, it would have been her stepfather.
Right.
But he said later he didn't recognize her at first. He did.
Yeah, he definitely
He
did.
definitely, he knew who she was. Like, he definitely did. Like, he can literally go fuck himself. He's dead now, so he can fuck
he
himself
is.
wherever he is. But he definitely knew who she was. And so she, again, recognizes him. So she's like, okay,
Yeah.
sure. It's
Right.
Darrell. I know who that is.
Right.
And so she gets in. Now, when they get towards her house, she's like, that's it. And he just keeps driving.
Oh my God, that makes my stomach hurt.
Yeah.
I used to have like nightmares of that all the time
Oh,
when
yeah.
I was little.
Oh, yeah. It's hard. This is a nightmare. So he brings her to his home. And now he has told several stories about what happened there. But what we definitely know happened was that he brutally raped her.
Oh my God, an 11-year-old
An
girl.
11-year-old. And he said, quote, I just couldn't stop myself.
No, you
when
could've.
speaking about
Literally
it. You
go fuck
definitely could
yourself.
have. I
couldn't stop.
I couldn't stop myself.
No, you can.
Then you know what? You're a fucking animal.
Right.
You're a fucking animal and you deserve what you get.
Right.
Because you are not a human being if you cannot stop yourself from raping someone.
Right.
You're an animal.
No, absolutely.
That's it. So after he raped her several times, very brutally, it is in that book, just warning you, there's more graphic and description of it. He drove her to the Johns Creek Bridge, which was 30 miles away. He made her get out of the car. She was naked, wearing only underwear at this
Oh my
point.
goodness, this poor baby.
He said he didn't have a plan, but he suddenly just picked her up and threw her over the side of the bridge. She fell 105 feet
Oh.
onto rocks below.
Oh my God.
What is even worse,
She didn't die.
she was alive when that happened, and she hit the ground alive, and she managed to crawl a little ways and curl up in the fetal position.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How many bones did she break?
Oh, I will let you know. So that evening, David Tidwell and his brothers had actually fallen asleep because they assumed she had come home.
Right.
Again, the 70s. Things were
Yeah.
different. Her mother arrived early in the morning thinking she was asleep in her room. And I think she got like a phone call the next morning from a friend of hers. So she went to wake her up.
Okay.
And that's when she discovered that she wasn't in bed. And they found that she hadn't been in bed.
Mm-hmm.
That morning, a boater was driving below that bridge and noticed a small crumpled form on the side of the water.
Oh my God.
It was Annette, and she was found curled up in only her underwear. Her autopsy later showed that her wounds bled, so she was alive.
Oh my gosh.
Shasta County Deputy Coroner Leo Gatos performed the autopsy and said that she was definitely brutally raped. There were large abrasions on her back, buttocks, shoulders, and lower legs. There was a deep bite mark on her thigh that later matched to Darrell Rich.
Oh my God.
And there was a 3-inch laceration on the side of the skull above the ear that was so deep the skull was exposed.
Oh my goodness.
Her left leg had a compound fracture. Her right leg was broken, her pelvis was broken, and her right wrist was broken. One of her legs was so badly broken that it was almost detached from her body.
God, I can't imagine what she went through.
She had numerous internal injuries as well, including a ruptured spleen and liver.
My God.
Her cause of death was shock and hemorrhage due to multiple traumatic wounds dropping from that height, and the impact set the process of dying in motion.
Who does that? Who throws somebody 150 feet to their death?
A child.
A
after
baby.
you brutally raped this child.
And you work with her mother.
Like, it's beyond anything I can even, when I got to this one, I was like,
Just like a sweet little
and also I
baby.
was like, how did I not know about this?
I
This
know.
is like so unreal. Now, I don't know if it's because like the Night Stalker came a few years after this, like very shortly after this in
Yeah.
California, and really like dominated everything. So maybe
Right.
this just got pushed into the background. But like, holy shit, the brutality of
An
this.
11-year-old girl.
11 years old.
Like, I know we keep saying that, but I just don't
No,
even
you
know
can't
what
get
else
past
to say.
it. So August 20th, he was hanging out with a neighbor named Carl. And Carl was a big dirt bike rider.
Okay.
And he asked Carl, he was like, do you want to go dirt bike riding with me like 20 miles away in the Igo dump?
No, I don't really want to do that.
So he's trying to get Carl to the dump where he just murdered and dumped 2 bodies.
Right.
Carl was like, nah. So Darrell himself, according to Carl, said that he went himself. Carl was like, so he was like, okay, I'm going to go by myself. And he was like, okay.
He's like, why are you
have
going to
fun.
the dump by yourself?
Well, and he's like, that's fucking weird, but like, okay.
Right.
And he said he came back a little while later, not too long after, and he was upset. And he told Carl that he found a dead body at the Igo dump.
Oh my God.
But he said he didn't want to be the one to report it to police. So he brought Carl Carl was like, what are you talking about? So he brought Carl with him to the dump and showed him the body of Linda Slavik.
Oh my.
Now, according to court documents, quote, there were no tire marks where defendant claimed to have driven. And defendant could not have traveled the distance from his friend's house to the Igo dump and back in the time that he was gone.
Right.
But Carl was horrified, rightly, and they got police out there, and Darrell was there the whole time while they're discovering this body that he has placed there.
Do you think that at this point he wanted to get caught?
Kind of.
Like, do you think he was bringing Carl there to be like, I did this?
I think
Like,
so. I wonder.
Yeah. Why
But,
else
like,
would he do that?
The police, while they were there, they spotted Pam Moore's body not far away. And they also found teeth scattered everywhere in the victim's clothing near the body. The Reading Record Searchlight newspaper, they reported on it, and they said, quote, 2 bodies found in rural area. And it said the first body was discovered by a motorcyclist riding on a dirt road near Gas Point Road dump about 18 miles northwest of here. The cyclist, Darrell Rich, rode back to Cottonwood and summoned a friend who contacted sheriff's deputies.
Something like
Meanwhile,
that.
they had no idea that they were reporting on the actual murderer finding the bodies.
insane.
Now, Linda Slavik was identified pretty quickly because she was wearing her glasses, which were able to be identified as hers, and other items around her, and also her dental records. Her autopsy showed a gunshot wound to the front of the neck. The second shot had severed her spinal cord and killed her instantly. The cause of death was the killing shot, the open mouth shot. The shot went through the mouth when it opened, struck the first and second cervical, and was deflected into the cranial vault. So she died of shock and hemorrhage.
Thank God.
Now, Pam Moore's autopsy, which, by the way, she was just called victim number 2 for a little while because she was not identified. she was, it showed that she had several broken and fractured teeth from a brutal beating to the face and head. Her hyoid bone was broken as well. The right side of her skull was literally crushed in like an eggshell with a 5-inch long wound caused by a rock. It was such a brutal beating that many bones in her face were broken.
Oh, no.
Her cause of death was shock and hemorrhage due to blunt force trauma. Whoa. And the report said that there was unbelievable amount of force used to cause these kinds of wounds.
Right.
And they said they thought a rock was used and that the victim was lying on the ground when beaten. There was also evidence that she had been strangled manually before being beaten to death. Yeah. So he like tortured her.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
It's unreal. So August 22nd, Darrell was questioned at home by Detective Frank Brewer. He was only questioned because he worked with Susan Sellex for years, Annette Selex's mom. He wasn't a person of interest. They were literally just getting information from people who knew Annette's mother.
Right.
That's all they were doing. They were just trying to see like if they knew he was not a person of interest. He told them he had gone to her house a few times, he knew David Tidwell and his brothers, and that he had met Annette a bunch of times.
Oh my God, what a fucking piece of shit.
They asked him to come in for a polygraph because during the conversation,
these long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Duncan every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Duncan is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' Refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' Refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. I happen to be somebody that struggles with people pleasing. So a lot of times I will build things up and up and up and up and up and then kind of get to the point where I'm like, I need to let this out to this person. Even in 2026, that stigma and just stigma in general can get in the way of a lot of things, like getting support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking that first step yourself because you're busy. You're worried about what other people might think or telling yourself that you should handle this all alone. But therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform, can be a space to slow down and talk through what's been building before it feels unmanageable. Just take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully qualified. Don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/morbid. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/morbid.
About where he was the night of Annette's murder.
Is he with Chris?
He changed he was with Chris. He changed where his story twice in the same conversation. So they were like, let's have you come in.
Yeah.
Now they were concerned a little bit because also that type of bike, that street bike motorcycle that he used to go to the dump to discover the body was also not one that you would use off-road. So like there's no reason that he would bring that to a dump. And they were starting to put this together. And they also talked to people around him. And they said that he was kind of like a neat freak. And he kept that bike pristine. And he never would have taken it into a dump.
Right.
It just wouldn't have been a thing. So they're already starting to be like, what's happening?
Well, and he didn't take it into a dump.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that there was no tire tracks. And then he was like, I don't know what happened. Like,
yeah, that makes no fucking sense.
So August 23rd, the next day, he took the polygraph. The results suggested he was lying about not having any involvement in Annette's murder or the women, the women at the dump first.
Okay.
He was questioned casually by Brewer and wouldn't let anything out, but asked to leave twice and was not allowed to leave, which did cause a little bit of an issue for them later because he wasn't under arrest.
Right.
But he also like would be like, I would like to leave. And they were like, no, like you should still talk to us. And he was like, okay.
Right. So it's not like they were like technically holding him against his
They
will.
definitely weren't, but they easily used it later in trial to be like, they didn't follow the Miranda rights and all this.
Yeah.
Like, so
I mean, it doesn't matter though, because he like killed 4 people, including an 11-year-old. So.
Hindsight, like it's like, yeah, we don't really care about that. So he was finally allowed to leave, but before he actually left, he said to Brewer, quote, I've got something to tell you, but not now.
Like, dude.
And they were like, well, what are you going to call? And he like gave his card to him. And he was like, you need to call us within 24 hours. And you need to give us an alibi for the night of Annette Selix's murder or we're arresting you.
Right.
And so he's like, okay, bye. Now, once again, as he leaves this polygraph, he comes across his friend Gail, the one he was trying to get to give him an alibi for July 4th when he killed Annette Edwards. And Gail was with his girlfriend, Shelley. Now he explained he like randomly was like, yeah, I just took a polygraph and I failed it. Like,
it's like, okay.
And Gail asked him point blank about the women at the Igo dump, was like, it's a little weird, dude. Like, did you murder them? Like, did you do this? And he said, and he just was like, I did. Oh. And Gail was like, what? And he was like, quote, I did it for $7,000 and the Hells Angels paid me.
Dude.
And he said about Linda Slavik, she had snitched on some guys in their group about something to do with drugs and they had gotten put in jail and they wanted her snuffed. So they said they would pay me $7,000 to do it. I did it kind of to be a hero. I met the girl at a bar in Chico, the Madison Bear Garden. I'd been following her for a couple of days. I danced with her and asked her if she wanted to go outside and smoke a joint just to get her outside. After I got her outside, I took my car to Cottonwood.
What the actual fuck? Like, that didn't happen.
Literally none of that is true.
No.
He told everything, including, like I said, using a higher pitched voice to mimic her while he said she laid on the ground and pleaded, please don't do it. Please don't kill me. God. And then he said he threw the gun that he used in the river. Now, Gail asked about the second body, and his answer was she was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What the fuck?
Now, Shelley, the girlfriend, said he was not remorseful while talking about this.
Clearly
and then
not.
said, quote, once you've killed, you can always kill again. It just doesn't bother me. And when he left, they called the police immediately.
Obviously.
They were like, okay, fun story.
Bye now.
Darrell, always a kick when he comes. Bye. See you again later,
Here's
friend.
your leftovers.
Shoo shoo. Here's a doggy bag. Bye.
The fuck?
And then they were just like, ring ring. Hello, police.
Imagine having that conversation with somebody like face to face.
And being like, okay, so now I have to get him out of my house so that I can call the police. I would be terrified. I'd be like, okay, I want to end this now. Mm-hmm. So the same night, and this is wild. This night is wild for him.
Oh, God.
So he just did that. He just admitted that to Gail and Shelley.
Just went on his way.
I did it. That same night, around 9 p.m., he has just left the polygraph test, by the way, went straight to Gail and Shelley, admitted everything. Now at 9 p.m., he ran into friends Tony Baldwin and Robert Sevier at a sports bar. He literally just offered up, like, that lie detector test, I failed it. And now I need an alibi.
And they're like,
and they were like, dude, I don't care.
Test?
Like, I don't want to hear about this.
I don't know.
And he also showed them a gun and said, the cops have been following me. And if they try to take me, like, they're not going to take me alive. I'll just shoot it out with them. Uh-huh. And they're like, dude, we're just at a sports bar. We're just like trying to wind down after work. So Robert was like, yeah, I gotta go, and started to leave.
Right.
And Darrell suddenly says, hey, I'll level with you guys. I snuffed that girl out for $7,000.
Do you think he was like drunk?
They said that he had a bottle with him this whole time. Okay. and everybody said he didn't act drunk, and I think that's because he was like a
he's an
well-versed alcoholic. So I
Yeah.
think he just could put on like a not like shaking or like acting
Right, but
sweaty or
still
anything.
be drunk.
But literally, Robert says, "I'm gonna go." Bye.
And he's like, let me
Goes
level
to
with
leave, and he
you.
was like, "I'll level with you, bro. I murdered someone." Like
what?
Robert wasn't asking. Like
No,
Robert
no one was
clearly
asking.
didn't want to know. And then Darrell just rides off on his motorcycle. Just throws that out there. Rides off on his motorcycle. Well, Robert and Tony called the police as well.
Also.
So now the police have gotten calls from
4 different people.
like Gail, Shelley, Tony,
From
and Robert.
everyone in the tri-state
within like
area.
2 hours. 10:30 p.m. He
No.
went to Superior Molding, where he was working at the time, with Susan Sellex.
Oh my god.
And he ran into 2 coworkers who he also told everything to. Yep, their names were Kenneth Simmons and Randy. I couldn't find a last name for Randy.
They'd also call the police?
He just said, like, well, this is the last time I'll see you guys for a while. I guess I'll see what the inside of San Quentin looks like. I just flunked a polygraph test. And they were like, okay.
I feel like he was like excited about it.
Yeah, he was just like, let me tell everybody. I think
Like,
he was like proud of himself.
I think so too.
He then told another coworker right after that, a guy named Edward Turner, that he failed a polygraph. And Edward was like, well, you don't have to really worry about it if you really didn't do it. Like, you'll be
Right.
able to prove that you didn't do it. And he goes, but I did do it.
Oh.
He then repeated the whole, like, I did it for $7,000.
Like, also, where did that come from?
He just made it up. And then he just left. So he just told
Bye.
3 more people and then leaves.
So tonight he's told 12 people.
So this same, it's getting more wild. He's
No,
not done.
no.
That was 10:30. Now that same night after this, he goes to see David Tidwell, Annette Selix's stepfather.
No.
Yes. And they know each other.
Right.
They've worked together. He's worked with Susan for years. He said the same kind of shit to him, that he like failed a polygraph test. Now he's just talking about the Igo dump women.
Right.
At this point, which now we know are Pam Moore and Linda Slavik, but at the time they were just like
Nobody
victims
knew.
in the dump. And his brothers, I think Buddy and his other brother there, were with him at the time. So he's talking to them, and he's admitting to Buddy that he raped and killed the 2 girls at the Igo dump.
Oh my god.
So Buddy was like, what about Annette? And was literally like, did you have something to do with Annette's murder? And he was like, oh my god, no. I like absolutely like swore up and down, oh no, I would never do
All
that.
the while knowing that he did.
Talking to her uncles and her stepfather.
That's so fucked.
Now, the police are obviously putting this together now. They've had witnesses who describe Darrell exactly as being the guy who was seen with Linda at the Madison Bear Garden the night she went missing, and the night she was literally dumped like trash. They also found out that he rented a motel room in Chico that night, and it was right near the bar. There was also towels that were matched to that motel that were found underneath her. And they also spoke to Kelley M., who was the 15-year-old he raped and abducted while riding home from her cousin's house on her bike. She positively identified Darrell Rich as the man who raped her.
Oh my goodness.
Now, they arrested Darrell Rich, obviously, that night, that same exact night that he
Good.
went on a rampage telling literally everything about it.
Good.
They went to Orlock Bar, where he was apparently sitting at the bar just like sad
Waiting.
and depressed. And he was in Reading. He was not taken to jail right away because the guard in the jail in Reading said he heard inmates say that when the person responsible for Annette Selix's murder came into their jail, they would take care of it right away.
I would send him directly there.
So I was like, why didn't you just send him there?
Right. Why would
Like,
you
bye.
relay that information?
So he was taken 55 miles away to another county. Now, slowly, they began to put those rapes and assaults together with the murders. He told his lawyer, quote, and this is so spooky, because now he's starting to open up about the
Right.
whole thing, but he's trying to pull the insane thing, but later we find out he's very sane. He told his lawyer, quote, I woke up in the middle of the night and had a nightmare and felt that there was a girl standing next to my bed. It scared me so much I got up and turned on the lights in the house and slept on the couch. I should have stopped what I did a long time ago. It was no great detective work that caught me. I was going to turn myself in anyway.
No, you weren't.
And it's like, no, you're the worst.
That was like
only-
his way of turning himself in, I
Oh,
think.
yeah, absolutely. It was like the coward's way.
Right.
It was only now at this point, around August 24th, that they were finally able to identify Pam Moore as the second body in the Igo dump. They used the far northern California forensic dental team and used dental records to do it. They still hadn't fully connected him to Annette yet. Annette Selleck's.
Right, probably because she's so young and like doesn't match his victim profile.
Now, they had an inkling that he could have been the guy because they know that he's capable.
Of course.
But they just couldn't pin it on him yet. So during 1 or 2 searches of his home during this time, they found the items that Annette had bought at the market that night.
Oh my goodness.
So this was huge, but like not huge because
items.
like he could have just bought those items, like technically, you know, like
right.
Within the grand scheme of things, you're like, yeah, he definitely did it.
Of course.
That's circumstantial to anybody else.
That wouldn't hold up in court.
This is nuts. So they put Darrell in that live lineup and they had Kelley M come in. She was the one who identified him as the one who raped her. And they wanted to have this in person instead of a photo because they wanted to make sure they had the guy. So they had her come in for a live photo, or not a photo lineup, a live lineup.
Sure.
And they had the men in the lineup say the words, because you know how they'll have them say things sometimes. They had them all say, "You have nice tits and keep your head down."
They had them say that to a 15-year-old girl who has been dealing with the trauma of being raped.
Well, she's behind two-way glass. Like, they just say it.
But they're like making her relive that.
They have to.
That's fucked.
And it's like it's wicked.
Could they have
fucked.
picked, like, could they have just said like the one thing?
I think it's because she in her report said these are 2 things that I remember him saying to me.
Yeah.
So if those are the things that are going to trigger
but
the memory,
like,
and as soon as they got to Darrell Rich, and
her.
as soon as he said it, she screamed, "Oh my God, it's him!" And literally was like, "Holy shit, it's him!"
It's like getting traumatized all over.
So they were like, "Yeah, well, that's a positive identification." So once back in jail, he asked to speak to Lieutenant. I think his name is like Off, Eoff,
Yoff.
Yoff.
I don't know.
I'll go with Eoff. It's probably wrong and someone will yell at me. I won't see it though. So once back in jail, he asked to speak. I don't look when people yell at me anymore. So
oh my God, sorry, I can't laugh without coughing.
Sorry.
No, that was
I won't
funny.
make you laugh anymore.
Oh,
that was so funny though.
Well,
so once back in jail, he asked to speak to Lieutenant Eoff, who was working the case. His lawyers were pissed, did not want him doing this. We're like, don't do that. Just shut up. Like, what are you doing? But he was like, no, I want to talk to him.
Fine.
He insisted on it. So once they were together, he said he had killed and molested Annette Selleck.
Oh,
he said he didn't know he was gonna do it when he picked her up. He didn't remember throwing her off the bridge, which is like, you fucking coward. You fucking coward. Like, just
you do remember it.
Admit it.
Right.
Like, just admit it fully. Like, what the fuck? So he said he didn't remember it. Then he said, quote, "I made a list for the ones I've done. I haven't done ones that aren't on this list. Do you want to see the list?"
Yeah.
So then they were like, "Yes, please." And he gave them the list, and the 4 murder victims, Annette Selleck, Pam Moore, Linda Slavic, and Annette Edwards, were on that list. They all had small crosses drawn next to them.
What?
Yep. Then there were the many surviving victims of his brutal rapes and assaults, their names,
and
with no crosses
so
to indicate that they were alive.
What the fuck?
He was formally charged with 4 counts of murder and committing lewd acts with someone under the age of 14.
Goodness.
There were also 14 charges relating to rape and assault and kidnapping, so the death penalty was on the table for the Annette Selleck one.
Good.
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. the Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70. The best summer pieces are the ones you end up wearing on repeat. Comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for almost every occasion. Quince makes it easy to create a summer wardrobe that you'll love, with elevated essentials made from premium materials like European linen, organic cotton, and washable silk, without the traditional retail markup. I love that! Quince's 100% European linen pants, dresses, and tops are the pieces that you absolutely will reach for all summer long. I absolutely love their linen. I have so many pairs of their linen pants, which you can dress up or you can dress down in the summer. Like, say you're going to a nice dinner, you can pair it with like a silk shirt, a really cute necklace, some good, makeup and an updo. Or if you're just looking for a more casual look, you can do the linen pants with like a loose button-up shirt and you still look really chic, kind of like, I don't know, Diane Keaton vibes, I kind of think. Also, it's not just apparel. Quince also offers elevated essentials for your home, from bedding and bath to kitchen essentials and furniture. They have it all, honey. I am a big lover of Quince, and I really do think you will be too. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier. Go to quince.com/morbid for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/morbid for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/morbid.
He pled not guilty to all and later changed that to not guilty by reason of insanity.
No, you're
but we'll
guilty.
Get to that. His lawyers used a lot of like the somewhat shady and like kind of loose tactics that some of the cops used along the way while talking to him, but they didn't get far with it.
No,
but they definitely tried to use it.
You're going to do what you have to do to catch someone like this.
Of course. And it made the trial go on forever, though. It dragged it out for a long time.
That's frustrating
and
for
during,
the families.
Exactly. And during this time, they exhumed Annette Selix's body as well because they took castings of the bite mark.
Oh,
and
God.
they did the Ted Bundy thing
Right.
where they had casts done of his teeth and they
Right.
matched it and they were a match.
That is so fucked.
And he would later say, I don't remember biting anyone, but I guess I might have.
No, you do.
You don't remember
sick fuck.
biting an 11-year-old girl while you were raping her, you piece of absolute garbage?
That's just disgusting.
Like, oh, I hate this dude. He did attempt to hang himself in jail, but he didn't succeed. And left a note saying, Mom, Darlene, Rich, Russell Schwartz, Ben Lambert, whoever, those are his lawyers. To God, Mom, I love you. I hope that you'll be able to understand why I did this. Darlene, I love you more than anything in this world. You deserve someone a lot better than I. Mr. Schwartz, his lawyer, thanks. Ben, I didn't kill anyone that I hadn't said that I did. I'm telling you the truth. Whoever, I hate myself. God, help me.
That's so fucking theatrical. Like, I can't.
It was presented in court as like, look, he admitted it again.
Right.
He was going to admit it even when he killed himself. To determine whether he was sane when he committed the crimes, he was obviously given a lot of psychological exams and therapy in prison. Dr. Alfred French was the lead psychiatrist at one point, and he gave Darrell a Rorschach test, which is the ink blot test that you see in like movies and stuff. And when he looked at this like blotch of ink, he said, quote, "It looks like somebody took a knife and cut into somebody's layers of skin."
Yeah.
Which I feel like to a psychiatrist is like, scribble, scribble, scribble. Like immediately he's like, okay,
like,
all right.
Not a really good way to prove that you're okay.
That you're like sane and knew right from wrong. So Dr. French concluded at the end of this whole thing, at the end of his time with Darrell, he said, quote, "In my opinion, Darrell Rich is simply an immature, impulsive individual, and that his chronological age really has not much to do with the matter, aside from his physical strength. He has an unsolicited, aggressive reaction of childhood and or adolescence. I find no evidence of psychosis in my clinical interviews with Mr. Rich." And then he said, "This young man, with his chaotic life history, has moved to the extremes of rape and murder with a fairly straightforward logical progression."
Yeah.
So he was like, he's sane as fuck. Yeah. And he knows exactly what he's
just
doing.
An immature,
he's just using his childhood
shit.
trauma. That's all. Now, when he took the stand later, this doctor, he said Darrell had an explosive personality as well. And he said, quote, "A person with an explosive personality is one that blows his top or loses his cool from time to time. They are cautious and often selfish, who typically would not form real close bonds with other people.
Yeah.
Which is right on the money. In April 1979, Dr. Malcolm Wilson was a neurologist who was ordered to give Darrell a brain scan because they wanted to see if that car accident or any of his other head wounds had given him anything that would maybe logically say that he was impaired. Now, the results were no damage that would cause him to be able to not tell the difference between right and wrong. Now, the trial didn't begin until 2 years after the murders. It was on September 5th, 1980. All of the survivors took the stand at one point and told their stories. At one point, Carl, the neighbor who Darrell had been like, hey, buddy, you want to come to the dump with me? He said he suspected Darrell of these things a while ago. And he said a lot of people did. And he said when he initially told him, like, I just found a body at the dump and he wanted him to come, he said he thought he was pretty sure he was going to murder him.
Oh my God.
Like, he was like, I went there fully, like, I need to be prepared. But he was also like, I didn't want to leave some poor person at the dump. Like, I felt like I had to go so I could report it. But, like, I thought he was going to kill me. And he also pointed out, like everyone else had, that there was simply no way he could have gone to the dump, found the bodies, and come back in the amount of time he had. It just wasn't possible. David's brother, John, David Tidwell, his brother, John, took the stand at one point and was, like, furious visibly, couldn't control his anger.
Of course not.
And at one point, he looked at the jury and yelled, she was only 11 years old.
Like, that just gave me chills.
And, like, that, I know, right? I got, like, a full bod chill there. But I always, like, hate when they're, like, when they get, like, admonished for that, they get, like, yelled at for that. It's like I know that, like, it's a court of law. I understand that. And I understand that emotions run high and that emotions can sway things. But, like, fuck, she's 11. She was only 11 years old and he fucking admitted to it.
Right.
And not under duress. He did it himself.
Right.
Like, many times. It just makes me so angry. Now, Dr. Bruce Caldor was the court-appointed psychiatrist that also evaluated Darrell in prison. And he took the stand and said in no uncertain terms that he said he knows what he did. He knows why he did them. He was sane. And he said what Darrell had told him about Pam Moore. He said, I asked her if she wanted to make love. She pushed my hand away. I got very mad and pulled her down in the car. Then I drove her over the Gas Point Road area and beat her to death with a rock. Like, that's...
Oh my God, just, like, so, like, just...
And it's literally like, I asked her to make love. She said no and pushed my hand away. So I got pissed. I raped her and I fucking beat her to death.
It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. He also said that he beat her so savagely that he bent his own ring on his finger.
I literally don't give a fuck about your ring on your finger.
About Annette Edwards, he told Dr. Caldor, he said he got pissed when she refused his offer for a ride twice. So he said, I grabbed her and beat her to death, but it was like someone had control over what I was doing.
Well, and here's the thing.
Idiot.
You got mad that she wouldn't take a ride with you, but what were you intending to do in the first place?
Exactly.
Like,
you weren't intending to just ride her somewhere. You were going to rape her no matter what.
Right.
So fuck right off.
Like, don't pretend like you got mad because of, like, something that they did.
Because somebody did, a couple of people did get in the car with you.
Right.
And you raped and murdered them.
Right.
So, like, fuck off.
I got mad. Like,
no,
okay.
About Linda Slavic, he said they did dance and talk a bit at the bar, and patrons in the bar did say that they saw her dance with him once.
Yeah.
And talk with him at, like, a table.
Whatever.
And then she went to his car to smoke some weed, and he said, quote, I asked her there if she wanted to make love. He is so disgusting.
Yeah, he's literally gross.
He's so disgusting, because also it's like, even if you're not Darrell Rich, if someone gets you in a car and says, do you want to make love?
I don't know who the
your
fuck
only
you
reaction
are.
is to gonna vomit all over them or be like, get the fuck away from me.
He's like, no, I don't know you. I don't
Who the
love you.
fuck are you? Like, are you kidding me? So he said, she said no, so I hit her in the mouth and gave her a bloody lip. I drove her to my home first and then out to where that other girl's body was. I showed her the body and then I shot her to death.
Oh my God. Just, like, so callous.
And then he said she had no choice but to go with me after I hit her in the face.
I can't.
And then he tries to pull this whole, like, I didn't know what I was
crazy.
doing.
Right.
I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. And it's like, you knew exactly what you were doing.
Right.
You can recount this to the T.
Exactly.
Now, about Annette Selix, he said, I took her to my home, but I can't remember what I did there. I took her to that bridge and threw her off. It was like I was asleep. I even knew I didn't kill her right away. I knew what I was doing was wrong, and I wanted to stop it.
No, you didn't, because if you wanted to stop it, then you would have.
Now, Annette Selleck's, I imagine it's because she's 11 that he never would give what he actually did.
Yeah.
I mean, they could tell from the
course.
autopsy. But he was that one he was like hush hush about. And I think it was because she was 11 and he knew that.
He probably knew what he was going to get in jail.
He knew.
Or in prison.
Now, the doctor described him as having, quote, severe masculine insecurity and said that he was a selfish, childlike man.
So an incel.
Which I'm like, hell yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's a fucking incel.
He is an
like,
incel.
100%, one of the orig. So they actually used at one point amytal, which is sodium amytal, and it's also known as truth serum. One of the truth serums. Now, truth serum is like a very controversial, like, they're not like, you know what I mean? But they did it. And especially back then, they were doing it. So it was done by Dr. David Axelrad of Sacramento. And they interviewed him while he was under the influence of this. And he said, I didn't know what to say about all this. I knew that if I did, someone would say, why did you do it? So I reported it to the sheriff's department. I wondered if I didn't report it, talking about the murders, would they go on? And I didn't want to go on. So that's what he was saying about doing all this and why he had reported the body.
I do kind of believe that.
And he said, quote, I wanted to have someone help me stop what was happening. I knew that people couldn't go on dying. I couldn't go on hurting people. And he also did add that he had raped Annette Edwards while she was dying.
Oh my
He admitted
God.
that under truth serum. Just
So
as
he
a
went
side,
down there?
he went where?
He raped her while she was dying?
Yeah.
So he went down there after he threw her off the bridge?
Oh, no, Annette Edwards.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There are two Annettes, so it's confusing. Annette Edwards is the older one.
Okay.
So just as an aside, truth serum, like I said, is controversial, especially sodium amytal. It's a barbiturate, like a downer.
Yeah.
And apparently it was primarily used at first to help soldiers during World War II. And it was just like a method of combating the anxiety that comes with like what they used to call shell shock, PTSD.
Yeah.
The drug is very addictive and lethal if used in too high of dosage. And when they used it for treating soldiers, it would essentially slow their heart rates down and with only like a small dose. And it would make them more relaxed, less anxious.
Right.
And then they would talk about their feelings or experiences more easily. So it does get people talking because you feel
like,
more relaxed and more like... also, they found out, though, later that some people that this was used on actually developed false memories after the whole thing was over.
Oh.
I'm not saying that happened here. It's just that is a thing.
It can happen.
So December 4th, and I mean, we don't need the truth serum. We know.
Well, and he told the truth.
It really
like, how
didn't
many
say
other
anything that
times?
we needed. December 4th, Darrell was given permission to get married in prison.
Why do they do that?
Her name was Loretta Summers. She was 24 and a hairstylist, and they met during the trial. And she's a fucking monster, too.
Fuck her.
Like a dude rapes and murders and throws an 11-year-old girl off a bridge
And has admitted it how many times?
And has admitted it like a million times. You want to marry him? Like,
I love that quality in you.
Honestly, she should be arrested as well.
Yeah, like,
because
what the
I'd
fuck?
question who she is. Like, if you know that a man has literally raped and murdered a child,
who
especially,
the fuck are you?
You should not be allowed near children ever again.
Nope.
Oh, it made me so angry. December 5th, they had closing arguments, and the prosecution said, Darrell Rich is a predator who systematically hunted for victims. He was a marauder who went out and sought people. He pre-planned everything and went out and hunted these women and girls. Darrell Rich is an egocentric, self-centered individual who never grew up. He preys on others and always gets things his own way. He has absolutely no care for people's feelings, and I think that has been borne out again and again at trial. The defense psychologists and psychiatrists patronized him and believed everything he told them. He held up a picture of Annette Selleck's after this. And like, I think she was in like a softball uniform, like a really cute picture of her. And he said, quote, when I see this picture, I almost want to bawl.
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower, oh my God, Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70. You know that feeling when you come home late from work and those puppy dog eyes just pierce right through your soul? Or when you're packing for a trip and your cat refuses to leave your suitcase? Yeah, we've all been there. Pet parent guilt is real. And you know what? It's completely normal. That's exactly why Hill's Pet Nutrition exists. They understand that being a pet parent means being human, with all of our imperfections and daily juggling acts. Hill's science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible. Whether it's those long work days or trying to balance attention between multiple pets, Hill's Pet Nutrition gets it. They've created science-based nutrition that supports your pet's lifelong health so you can feel confident even when life gets hectic. Because you're only human, there's Hill's. Science does more. Ready to let go of the guilt? Find the right food at hillspet.com/podcast. That's hillspet.com/podcast.
I have a daughter who is 1 year older than that, and I look at this smile, and in my mind, that is life itself. This girl had a right to go to high school, to senior prom, to have children, raise children, and even have grandchildren and live a full life.
Yeah.
I love when they like hit like that, because you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
The defense concentrated, basically, all they had to say was like, he has personality disorders.
It's like, that's
and they were like,
not
yeah,
an excuse to murder
that
someone.
doesn't mean he's insane, so good try. And they also were like, well, you know, personality disorders can make you do bad things. And it's like rape and murder people as a child? No? Okay. So the jury was like, no. So the jury said they came back, they said they believed he was sane at the times of the murders and the assaults, and they found Darrell guilty of a lot of things for the survivors, including assault with great bodily injury, forced oral copulation, kidnapping, forcible rape, rape with the threat of great and immediate bodily harm, and forcible sodomy.
Wow.
He was also found guilty for the dead victims. He was found guilty of first-degree murder for Annette Edwards, guilty of second-degree murder for Pam Moore, guilty of first-degree murder for Linda Slavic, and guilty for Annette Selix for first-degree murder. And there was a special circumstance on her murder, which was willful, deliberate, and premeditated, and committed during the commission of a lewd act upon a child under the age of 14.
Oh my God.
The last conviction was the death penalty one. It brought death penalty onto the table. Now, apparently, Loretta Summers, his wife-to-be there, was in the courtroom where the victims' families are, by the way.
Like being disrespectful.
And when this was read out, she wrote, "Oh my God, they did it."
Of course they did.
I'm not kidding you. I would have murdered her in that courtroom.
100%.
If I was Susan's, Annette's mother.
Yeah, no, what?
If I was any of these people's family members.
Yeah.
That's unreal. Are you kidding me, Loretta?
She has
Get it
something
together
wrong with her, clearly.
Get it together. Ugh. So go fuck yourself, Loretta. The judge said, quote, "To even the most hardened eye, the crimes were almost unimaginably brutal, savage attacks on defenseless young women, all sexually ravaged." The jury first was deadlocked on a decision of whether to impose the death penalty or not, but they reconvened and they voted to send him to death for the murders of Annette Selix and Linda Slavic, and they voted for life in prison without the possibility of parole for the murders of Annette Edwards and Pam Moore.
Good.
He was sent to San Quentin prison, so he was correct. And of course, he had appeals that were all denied. And in March 2000, he had his last clemency hearing. Linda Slavic's father, Wally, was there. He said, quote, "To me, the only person that can give forgiveness is the primary party or God. And Linda's not here to give forgiveness."
Boom.
Sharon, Annette Selix's mother, and her stepfather, David, and Sharon's sister, Linda, were there. So Annette's aunt. Burton, Pam Moore's brother, was there. He was only 7 when she was killed.
Oh.
And several other of the rape survivors were there. Burton, Pam Moore's brother, said, quote, "The punishment is far too late and far too lenient. I think they should take him to that dump and use a rock."
I agree.
And I can't blame him. Linda, Annette's aunt, spoke because Susan literally couldn't.
No,
she was like,
I
still can't talk about this. And she said, this broke my heart. She said, quote, "My sister sees her baby being abducted, sodomized, raped, and tortured until she was thrown from a bridge while still alive. We've been unjustly sentenced to 22 years of hell. Please, please put all of us out of our much prolonged misery."
Yeah.
Ooh. David Tidwell, her stepfather, said, quote, "We're wasting time. Just kill him. He better pray there's not a life after death. If there is, he better hide."
I love it.
I can't imagine the anger they have. I can't imagine. One of the survivors said that she still hadn't been able to fully reconcile what had happened to her. And she said it was affecting her marriage now. She said, quote, "We are never alone. Darrell Rich is always there between us."
Oh my
Which,
God.
like,
that's terrible.
My whole body just like, whoa. It's because it must be.
There's no intimate moment
like
ever
what's
again.
been taken from you. And and I get it that he's still around. So you just feel like he's there. Mm-hmm. His execution after that last clemency hearing was set to go forward. They didn't want to hear anything about him. But then they found out his plans for after death.
What?
He wanted to be buried next to his mother. A grave that would be 100 feet away from the grave of Annette Selleck's.
Are you kidding me?
So luckily, after a lot of uproar, and people literally trying to get legislation put into place at this time, preventing murderers from being buried next to their victims, Darrell said that he would be buried in a different cemetery, and his mother was exhumed and moved to that location as well.
I feel like she wouldn't even want to be next to him anyway.
No, probably not. March 14th, 2000, execution day.
Good.
He was put to death by lethal injection. He was 45 years old, and the last thing he said was, "Peace."
Are you fucking kidding me? Mm-hmm. He said peace.
He said peace.
After destroying how many people's worlds? He said peace.
Yep.
Awesome. Literally, I hope he...
He is one of the worst. One of the worst, in my opinion.
To say peace after you did what you did to how many, like, little girls and women to exit the world and say
15-year-olds,
peace.
14-year-olds, 17-year-olds, women, an 11-year-old, mothers, wives, daughters, friends,
sisters,
co-workers, like
fuck.
What the fuck? Like, Darrell Rich is fucking... I hope if there's an afterlife, I hope he's having
I hope he's hiding.
I hope he's having a time.
Yeah.
So
wow.
That is the story of Darrell Keith Rich. I don't know how I didn't know all about that, but damn.
I don't know either.
Now you guys have to know it too. So
thank you for that.
But it's especially like all of them. Especially those 4 murder victims. It's just like they were literally just walking, just
minding their own business, living their lives.
Not that like anybody puts themselves in a position to have that happen, but it's like they're just walking home.
No, right.
And to know like David Tidwell like was reluctant to let her go to the market.
I know that is horrible.
I feel awful like that.
Can't imagine living
Nobody
with
should
that.
have to live with that.
No.
But
wow, that was a doozy and a half.
Yeah, so you're welcome, everybody.
Well, now it's time for me to go take some NyQuil.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna throw you like a Spooky Roads next or something just to like ease this a little bit.
So my Spooky Roads is a bummer, just so
all right.
Knows.
Well, we're gonna throw you a bummer Spooky Roads, but
yeah.
But Spooky Roads,
Spooky Roads.
It's called Spooky Roads. I think it has a fun theme song, I'm pretty sure, so that'll lighten it up for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll give you a little bit of a...
But you know what you come for.
You come here. It's called Morbid. I don't know what to tell you.
We hope you keep listening, though.
We do.
And we hope you keep it weird. But not so weird that when you get executed for doing such horrible things, you say peace, because I'm really fucking mad at that.
Yeah, like fuck off, Darrell Rich.
Ever ask yourself, why do some pads feel so crunchy? Meet Kotex Bamboo, the pad changing the game when it comes to comfort. Kotex Bamboo is gentle on skin with a breathable viscose top layer made from bamboo, so you can really feel the difference. Check out Kotex.com for more details on the all-new Kotex, completely redesigned to meet your needs. You asked, we heard.
Do you remember in school when your teacher had a favorite of everything? A favorite marker, a favorite element, and yes, even a favorite student? Who wasn't me, so let's move on. I want to talk about their real favorite thing. Kleenex tissues. According to teacher lists, Kleenex is the #1 facial tissue trusted by teachers. They're silky soft, help prevent skin irritation. And now, with Kleenex Snap and Go, you can take them anywhere. Stock up on the ultimate classroom favorite. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.